Night run. Hilux on the ridge. Headlights carve the night as he guns the engine. The truck's high beams explode in the rearview mirror. He swerves toward an unmarked desert service road. Gravel spits as the Hilux closes the gap. He ducks low, blind to the dips ahead. A cattle gate looms padlocked and half-collapsed. He jerks left, aiming for a narrow wash beside the gate. The wash narrows rock shelves threaten the undercarriage. He spots a slope and escape up to the ridge road. He floors it, cresting the ridge with a shower of sand. A dead end. A collapsed washout splits the ridge road. He yanks the handbrake, spins, and faces the oncoming truck. Edge of the tunnel. Ryan sprints into a narrow alley, breath smoky in the cold night. He skids to a stop at a brick wall, no exit in sight. A rusted utility door half buried in shadow catches his eye. Ryan slips inside a damp service tunnel, darkness swallowing him. Footsteps echo behind pursuers flood the tunnel entrance. Ryan darts deeper, following faded arrows toward an unknown exit. He squeezes through a collapsing section, concrete dust in the air. Shadows surge closer. A gloved hand reaches around the bend. A gust of cold air hints at freedom somewhere ahead. He bursts out onto a high cliff, wind tearing at his clothes. Pursuers spill from the tunnel as waves pound the rocks below. Ryan edges toward the brink, the roaring sea, a black maw beneath. Mermaid at the dead end. Pinned at the cliff's edge, Ryan faces the kidnappers' closing line. A colossal mermaid erupts from the surf, throwing teal light across stone. Her tail lashes, a tidal burst bowling kidnappers into the churning foam. She meets Ryan's gaze, then carves a corridor through spray, urging him on. Ryan slips past as the last pursuer is hurled onto the rocks. The siren vanishes beneath breakers as Ryan disappears into the trees. Rain drums the tin roof as a drenched survivor staggers into the dim garage. The survivor blurts the impossible. A giant mermaid shattered their chase. Boss paces under the bulb, then slams a fist, tools skittering across steel. He hisses one question: where could Ryan have escaped to? Trembling, the survivor points inland on a map toward the forest roads. Boss orders a quiet sweep, kills the light. Thunder rolls as darkness swallows tools. Fog coils through towering trees as Ryan slips into the shadowed clearing. Two armed guards lounge at the gate, trading jokes with muddy boots. Ryan steps into lamplight, hands raised. One guard whistles toward the porch. The door opens. Isabella appears, sharp-eyed beneath the balcony lamps. Ryan explains, breath ragged. Kidnappers hunt him. Something from the sea saved him. She signals the unlock, hand near a concealed sidearm, as the gate clanks shut. 7 months in the jungle. 12 bosses hiss accusations, as Ryan sits rigid under candlelight. A fist pounds the head of the table as accusations split the room. Valeria's cool gaze cuts through the smoke, measuring Ryan without blinking. The capo's verdict hardens the candlelight. Chain him and take him below. Valeria rises, halting the guards with a hand and a measured question. Rain hammers tin above damp stone as Ryan is shoved into a narrow cell. Interrogators circle, offering favor and ruin like twin knives at his throat. Later, Valeria leans on the bars alone, curiosity tempered by caution. A council petition mocked as romance hardens into fury and slammed doors. The capo's terms arrive like a blade. Ryan meets Valeria's eyes through bars. Floodlights smear in rain as trucks idle beside a cracked concrete ramp. She outlines the terms. He counts cameras, guards, and routes without looking. A tiny sewing kit passes between fingers like a secret vowel in rain. The compound blacks out. Valeria guides him toward darkness at the tree line. Lights sputter back. Their eyes lock before he climbs into the waiting truck. Under the canopy, the cover of Ryan. Ryan scans the candlelit hallway, reading guards and exits in one calm sweep. From the mezzanine, she beckons. He approaches, close but guarded. She slips a pendant into his palm, a quiet promise, dressed as insurance. In her suite, breath halts, vows whisper against the hush of velvet shadows. At the vanity, words of belonging meet a mirror that reflects doubt. At the city edge, he lifts a trunk and trades silence for a duffel. Across the street, watchers in a rusted pickup mark his face and dial. Back on the jungle road, a distant motorcycle keeps the same cool distance. Sentries wave him through the canopy gate, suspicion lingers under courtesy. In the bamboo war room, the boss's fist falls. Ryan's name crackles over intercom. Summoned, he steadies his breath at the gate, then steps into the mouth. Before the boss, rain hammers, shudders, rifles form a silent crescent. The boss circles, accusing. She hovers at Ryan's flank, hand near his sleeve. A chair scrapes forward. A knife lands, an unspoken test between breaths. She cuts in, voice low but steel-edged, demanding the room and privacy. Behind a closed door, tenderness and suspicion balance on a single breath. He reveals the badge beneath his calm. One night becomes their fragile plan. Hostage crossfire, the jungle standoff. Lady Gangster leans in, warning Ryan the cartel won't protect him anymore. Engines growl as the convoy snakes along the ridge through choking dust. Lady Gangster thumbs the satellite phone. The boss kidnappers' threats crackle back. Ryan studies the men on the rails, counting and mapping routes in silence. The ridge breaks, floodlit concrete and watchtowers sprawl in the valley below. Lady Gangster breathes close to Ryan. Be ready to run when the shooting starts. Floodlights spear the fog as two armed lines face off across the muddy yard. Boss kidnapper climbs a hood, bullhorn raised, demanding Ryan now, or war. Cartel warlock scrawls chalk sigils, copal smoke curling as his eyes roll white. The refusal breaks the standoff. Muzzle flashes stitch the fog with brutal light. Lady Gangster yanks Ryan behind a low wall, blade flashing to cut his bonds. Flanking charges collapse. A machine gun scythes. A shotgun stops the fence jumpers. Sirens bloom in the trees. Unseen teams with optics and silencers close the ring. They slip through a loose board into the stilted shack above the Blackwater Creek. Ryan digs a flash drive from his boot heel and dials an encrypted number. Lady Gangster watches, realizing he's not just a hostage at all. Headlights ghost the slats. An unmarked sedan idles outside with two silhouettes. Adrenaline gives way. She pins Ryan to the wall as he confesses he's undercover. A horn taps twice. Ryan squeezes her hand, then steps into the moonlit yard. He hands over the drive. The operatives nod and speed them away toward dawn.